What is the only cryptocurrency that you should invest?
DogeCoin!
It's the people's currency, you know it's the best.
Please buy!
The most fun and ironic crypto, that is for sure.
So crypto!
We're taking DogeCoin to the moon.
to the moon!
And if a broker says, listen, you can't get rich with DogeCoin, say stonks. But even Daddy Elon knows it's the time to join.
Much fun!
Cause
Fate loves irony.
therefore we're passing Bitcoin soon.
Elon Gene Snoop!
Take this little puppy to the moon. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, never sell.
Much rich!
Buy more, buy more, buy more, buy more, it's doing well.
Such high!
Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, never sell.
Much value!
Rising, 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 I can tell.
Very trading!
Shut up and take my money. This meme coin is looking funny. Let's make history together. In Doge we trust.
Much trust!
Jump on the hype train, bros. Cause even Snoop Doge knows it's going up. Don't drop it when it's hot. Doge is the only cryptocurrency that you should invest.
DogeCoin!
It's the people's currency, you know it's the best.
Please buy!
The most fun and ironic crypto, that is for sure.
So crypto!
We're taking DogeCoin to the moon. DogeCoin to the moon. DogeCoin to the moon. DogeCoin to the moon. DogeCoin to the moon.
And beyond!
Alright, welcome to another episode of Dream Tanks TV and Junkrat's Madness. Alright, cool beans. Cool beans. Alright, we're back. So let's keep it going real quick. Let's see if we can find anybody else. It was a good reset. Give me a couple seconds, everybody. Well, let's go. Doja making a move.
Hello. Hello. The Uniswap news must be pretty recent because I haven't heard about it yet. So it looks like the SEC is starting to target DEXs as well. Not really sure how that's going to work because they can shut down the front ends. But I'm not really sure if they can shut down like the entire service. Even if they want to, which it definitely could be an issue. Definitely could be an issue. So we'll definitely look at that. There's definitely some news on it. It's huge.
Yo, what up? What up, my Medica buy Peng dude? Nah, I only buy Doge. I'm good. I don't feel like buying your bag. So yeah, I'm buying Doge. Doge for the win. Doge for the win, my friend. I've been buying Doge just 1/4 of a penny. That's gonna drag me away from Doge. Sorry. Doge for the win. Good luck in your investment, though. Good luck. Good luck. Hopefully, you get someone to buy your bags.
Huge. It's really huge. The news is very, very big. So let's actually talk about that right now. I think this is the first time they've actually gone after a DEX because I haven't really seen them go after DEXs before. So this is a kind of a milestone for the SEC. They're going after a different type of.
Yeah, I have no idea what Peng is. If it's not easy to be bought, I'm not buying it. And on top of that, I don't know what it is. You get what I'm saying? So like these up and downs could be just a bait for a rug pull. Yeah, I don't play that. I don't even know if it's secure. So like yeah, I don't play that. I know Doge is secure. I ain't gotta worry about Doge. I know I ain't gonna get rugged. I know right here I ain't gonna get rugged. I have no idea if I'm gonna get rugged in Peng. I have no idea what their narrative. I have no what they doing. You know what I'm saying? At least I know what is going on behind Doge, and I'm only gonna buy Doge because I know what's going on with Doge, and that's it. That's it. Peng, you might want to pitch that to somebody else, but yeah, no, thank you. I'm good. I'm good. Doge for the win. DogeCoin for the win. Yeah.
Target. So that's the that's the story right there. So Uniswap Labs receives SEC Wells notice. Founder vows to fight. In a recent social media post, Hayden Adams, the founder of Uniswap Labs, announced that the company has received a Wells notice from the SEC expressing his disappointment and determination to contest this notice. So they're going to go down fighting, and the SEC might just lose another case. Because if it's determined that the Coinbase stuff isn't securities, then Uniswap stuff isn't securities either. And Uniswap is supposedly fully decentralized, so that could be an issue. A Wells notice is basically like a notice that the SEC might bring enforcement actions against them. So like it's not like for sure, but they may. So Hayden Adams, the founder behind the decentralized finance platform Uniswap, shared his reactions to receiving a Wells notice from the SEC. So this is basically like an intention to actually bring enforcement action. But if the SEC fails in their enforcement actions against Coinbase, then they're for sure going to fail against Uniswap. I think the SEC is setting themselves up to basically lose a lot of cases against crypto at this point. Looks like Gary Gensler wants to bet it all on the line and try to save his legacy, but I don't think that's really going to work. So he criticized the SEC's approach towards established players in the DeFi space like Uniswap and Coinbase, while allegedly allowing malpractices by others to go unchecked. It's been clear for a while that rather than working to create clear, informed rules, the SEC has decided to focus on attacking long-time good actors. I think the SEC wants to make a show of force. Their show of force has not worked all that well recently because they've been losing a lot of law cases, and I think they're kind of angry. But I think they are just making it worse on themselves because the SEC itself isn't really united on this, with two of their commissioners constantly dissenting against the commission. So reflecting on the journey of Uniswap, Adam recounted the platform's origins as an experimental venture into radically decentralized, automated on-chain markets. From uncertain beginnings, Uniswap has grown into a pivotal part of the DeFi ecosystem, processing over 2 trillion in volume and serving as a foundation for thousands of developers and teams. He highlighted Uniswap's contributions towards creating a financial infrastructure that is transparent, fair, secure, and accessible. The growth and innovation have all been achieved within the United States, showcasing the team's commitment to contributing to the blockchain technology landscape from New York City base. So, it's like the company might be based in New York City, but the platform's decentralized, so it actually might be very, very difficult for the SEC to go after. I think the SEC is trying to serve as many like fear notices as possible before they're finally toppled from power in the crypto space. And like I said, the SEC itself isn't united in this stuff, so it's going to be harder for them to do so. Despite the looming legal battle, which could potentially escalate to the Supreme Court, which, I don't think the Supreme Court will actually rule in Gary Gensler's favor. I highly doubt the Supreme Court would actually rule in Gary Gensler's favor. Because of the composition as well. Adam remains optimistic about the future of DeFi and Uniswap's role in it. He concluded with a rallying cry for unity and perseverance in the face of regulatory challenges, emphasizing, if we stand together, we can win. I think freedom is worth fighting for. I think DeFi is worth fighting for. So essentially, this is the SEC's way of going after DeFi. You can say... this is kind of like the showdown with DeFi, but if the SEC isn't even successful in going after centralized exchanges, they're not going to be able to go after decentralized ones. And it's hard. You can't just shut Uniswap down. So in other news, I am confident that the products we offer are legal and that our work is on the right side of history, he wrote. But it's been clear for a while that rather than working to create clear, informed rules, the SEC has decided to focus on attacking long-term good actors like Uniswap. And that's true. They've actually focused on attacking legitimate companies while completely ignoring the illegitimate companies. An SEC spokesperson said the agency does not comment on the existence or non-existence of a possible investigation. Remember, a Wells notice does not signify an investigation. It just signifies that they might investigate something. Adams says he was not surprised to receive the Wells notice, which informs a person or company that the SEC may soon bring enforcement action against them. Instead, Adams said he's just annoyed, disappointed, and ready to fight. Now, I don't know if Uniswap is fully decentralized. My guess is probably no, but at least it has a lot of aspects of decentralization. So what the SEC is actually doing is it's basically unifying all the crypto forces against it. Because they've obviously hung up Ripple for a long time. They're trying to they've pissed off Coinbase. Now Uniswap, Kraken as well. I think all these crypto forces are basically just uniting against the SEC right now, and they have a lot of legal battles to fight. They're also getting all the essentially getting all the crypto advocates and all the crypto lobbying firms to lobby against the SEC as well. I think Gary Gensler is feeling the pressure with Elizabeth Warren, Brad Sherman, and others. I think they're feeling the pressure, and I think they've seen that if they want to make a move, the move has to be right now. Because if they don't make a move right now, then they're not going to be able to stop crypto later or stop crypto from spreading later. Because they see that more and more people are getting in it. Even more and more people in the lawmaking side of it are getting in it. And if they don't stop it right now, then they're not going to be able to stop it later. So that's, I think, what they're seeing. And that's why they're in a ritz about all this stuff, because they realize that if they don't nip it in the bud right now, it's an unstoppable snowball. But I think it's already kind of reached that point. I mean, there's people in Congress trying to make rules over this already. And I think they're a little too late to stop it, because the market's already grown several $1 trillion. There's already there's obviously a lot of implications that the courts don't really agree with the SEC. And if the courts don't really agree with the SEC and rule against the SEC, there's very little they can do, because the SEC just enforces the laws. But if the courts say that's not actually the law, then the SEC really can't do anything. So they're seeing their chance to control crypto basically becoming smaller and smaller. And I don't think they like it. I think they want their chance to control crypto to be big. And since their chance to control crypto is smaller and smaller, like they really want to do something before it disappears altogether. But I personally don't think they're going to be too successful in doing what they want. So I think like it is the pressure emanating. I think there's like definitely pressure emanating to do something right now. To actually do something right now. But I also don't think like people, I also don't think that people are going to actually be that afraid of the SEC since they've actually lost a lot of lawsuits. I think people just aren't afraid of them anymore. So like you realize like, you know, with them actually going after Coinbase in the secondary market, Coinbase actually hasn't delisted any coins because I think they're fairly confident they can actually beat the SEC. And like there's more crypto politicians than ever. There's more crypto politicians than ever that are actually like, you know, joining forces in like basically going against the SEC. And the thing is like the courts are going to rein in Gary Gensler, whether he's gone or not, like in the next few years. Like within the next few years, I think it's going to be very evident to everyone that like the SEC can't do whatever they want in crypto. And that's actually fairly evident already because the courts are not allowing him to do whatever he wants. The courts are simply just not allowing him to do as he pleases at this point. I would rather have someone that's like better towards crypto. Gensler's just like the last guy, Jay Clayton. Like I think they're like the same. I think they're kind of the same, honestly. Like Clayton is just saying good words now because he's no longer commissioner. And Gensler obviously does have powerful people backing him. But I do think like crypto has bipartisan support, especially in the House. And Gensler is just like because of the polarization, Gensler does not have bipartisan support. But like crypto does actually have bipartisan support. Because there's a lot of investors from both sides. And there are people that want more lenient crypto regulations. Yeah, I mean, like, I think, I do think that, doesn't the recent Coinbase victory lawsuit? No, because the Coinbase didn't actually win against the SEC. Coinbase won a class action lawsuit. I think it bolsters the Coinbase case a lot, but it doesn't actually, like, just throw everything out. I'm not pounding on my desk. You just turn the volume down. The microphone's just really loud. Doesn't the Coinbase lawsuit throw the out the window? Doesn't the I don't mind Gensler around better the devil you know than the devil you don't know? Yeah, you know, but I really don't think it matters who the SEC commissioner is. If they bring up the same enforcement actions as Gary Gensler, they're going to lose every lawsuit. That's fairly obvious. SEC investigation could mean good or bad, double-edged sword. Gary might have his own side, but whoever replaces him, I don't think he'll be... We don't really know who's going to replace him because all of us thought that Gary Gensler was going to be better than Jay Clayton, but Gary Gensler's like not actually any better than Jay Clayton. Like Gensler's not any better than Clayton, obviously. And the thing is, whoever replaces Gensler is also not going. It might also not be better because I mean anyone who becomes SEC commissioner wants to like leave their mark. So I mean enforcing hard like enforcement actions might be the way they leave their mark, unless like Hester Pierce takes over, which is somewhat unlikely. The secondary sales aren't securities, and the SEC is suing them for the secondary sales. I don't exactly. I mean, it's in the same circuit, so I think the SEC case is really weak, but the SEC case hasn't been resolved. And also, like, it wasn't a complete victory. It was mostly a victory, but they also said something that like they might be in for penalties or something like that. The danger is an SEC chair that is politically aligned with Congress. They could convince them to legislate against crypto. Yeah, but the problem is like. Congress isn't Congress isn't actually politically aligned with the anti-crypto group. I think Congress is becoming more and more aligned with the pro-crypto group. including the government, is the biggest oligarch. I think people need to like stop believing that BlackRock controls everything. They don't like they have influence within the government. They're not the only player, and they don't control the government. I think people just look at BlackRock and want to blame everything on BlackRock because they're the biggest fund out there. And like people need someone to blame for all these issues. BlackRock is actually pro crypto. They've actually been trying to get an Ethereum ETF through, and they can't get it through right now. So like people like even though BlackRock has influence, people need to.
Yo, what up, Omar Martinez? Yo, cheers, or yo, definite cheers. Yo, cheers. Hey, yo, cheers, everybody. Yo, cheers, cheers, sweetheart. Definite cheers. Cheers to you, Omar. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you're having a good one.
Stop blaming BlackRock for everything. Like, look, people need to
Also,
stop
make sure you
blaming
stay
BlackRock,
hydrated.
the IMF, and the WEF.
That morbid guy from Twitch is cool as fuck. Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's pretty chill. It's pretty chill. I saw. Oh, I got it. Oh, the chat's on. I was like, wait, what the heck? There we go. There. Now it's a little more visible. I was like, what the hell? All right, cool beans. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing good. Make sure you stay hydrated.
They're not like they have influence, but they're not as powerful as a lot of people think. They're not like all-encompassing gods that determine everything in the world. Because a lot of times things don't actually go their way. And plus, BlackRock is.
Wait, are you morbid? Omar Martinez, are you morbid, dude? You're saying the same shit. Doge. Let Doge. It sounds like you're morbid. Yeah, it sounds like you're morbid.
Is not the only fund out there. There's also like Fidelity, Ark, and all these other players as well. They're not the only player. Like there is no one single power that rules the world or rules the economic system. There's a lot of players, and there's a lot of players in the world, and they're all pulling their own ways. Yes, BlackRock has the money. It's like the whole thing with the. I don't really know what's going on with Arweave right now. It's like the whole thing with the Rothschilds. No, BlackRock's still bigger than Vanguard, but Vanguard is pretty big. But it's not like BlackRock or Vanguard. These are all different funds competing with each other. They're business competitors. Like people just want like some big bad guy to blame. If you think about the market that way, you're always going to lose in the market because there isn't like one big bad guy you can just point your finger to. We pretty quickly. Yeah, we did cover pretty quickly. And despite the bad inflation numbers, crypto has held really, really well. Yes, BlackRock is the biggest, but like it's not like Fidelity, Vanguard. They're not tiny either. They're almost as big. Like the thing is, if you look at like one company or entity and you think they control everything and you make your moves based on that one company or entity, you're not going to do well in the market. They don't all pull together. A lot of times they compete against each other. It's a competitive market with a limited amount of money. Like they're all competing against each other for clients. Like it's still a competitive business market in the end. They're trying to expand to other countries as well. But yeah, sometimes they do vote like on issues like taxes. They generally vote the same way because all of them want to pay less taxes or corporate taxes. There's things they vote the same way on. But generally, they're all competitors. They're all competitors against each other. Like, people need to stop believing that there's one giant entity that controls everything in the world. That's not how the world works. Like, no, there's no one person that's orchestrating all the wars and all that other stuff. Because, like, like these entities have a limited existence. They've existed in the world for a set amount of time.
Cheers, everybody.
All these bad things, they happened even before these guys existed. It's not like it's not like wars, disasters, things like that didn't happen before BlackRock existed. It happened before BlackRock and all this other stuff. It's happened since time immemorial. And these companies are not that old. They're like 100 years old, maybe. Like history has been the same set of events for thousands of years. They really haven't changed anything. You know, like people complaining about all the wars going on now with Halliburton and all that stuff. Yeah, sure. Those companies definitely have an effect. But you guys are pretending that war didn't exist before these companies. War existed fine before all these companies. War existed before the Rothschilds. You know, like oppression existed before the Rothschilds came into the world and all this other stuff. You guys are pretending that like, oh, before, like, you know, hundreds of years ago and thousands of years ago, there was no death, there was no pain, there was no disease. And then the Rothschilds came and everything became bad. That's not how it works, bro. You should just read some history. That's not how it works. So, I mean, like, if you got to look at you have to look at the market through a...
Hey, yo, cheers, everybody. Cheers, honey. Yo, definitely cheers. Hell yeah. Hope everybody's doing great. Hell yeah. Yo, definite cheers, Morbid. Hell yeah, definite cheers, Omar. Morbid number 2. Hell yeah. Definite cheers. Hell yeah. Make sure y'all stay hydrated too.
a more realistic lens. You have to a realistic lens. You have to know that like one or two entities doesn't control
Yo, hell yeah.
everything. So they pump profit a lot more nowadays from wars.
Hell
Yeah, but
yeah.
like, you know, the thing is, like, I think people overestimate that too. Yes, there's money to be made in wars, but it's not like the number of wars went up recently because like companies are profiting from wars. Like, there's always been conflict somewhere in the world. Yeah, like, look, these kind of like powers have always existed, but they don't completely control the flow of history. They can't stop empires from falling, and they fall themselves when the empires fall. They're not like these. It's not like it's not like there's one secret society. It's not like there's one secret society that controls history. People just want to believe in the whole Rothschilds BS conspiracy thing because like half of them are anti-Semitic and they want to blame the Jews for stuff. That's one. Two, like they need someone to blame. They just need someone to blame. They don't want to believe that humanity just acts like this on its own. But realistically, yes, whether you want to believe it or not, humanity just acts like this on its own, regardless if there's a Rothschild or not. Because it's not like humanity acted any different before the Rothschilds came into the world. They acted exactly the same. The Rothschilds didn't change humanity. Like humanity acted the same whether the Rothschilds existed or not. It's like they didn't really change anything. People still went to war, killed each other, exploited each other before them, and it was just as bad in the years before them and the years after them. Win 60K? I don't really know if we're going back to 60K actually. A lot of people are hoping for like still a pre-halving dump or a post-halving dump. I think the whole pre-halving dump thing is out the window. Post-halving maybe. Yeah, stop trying to blame someone else for you working at McDonald's. That's your own damn fault. If your life isn't going well, that's your fault. That's not the Rothschilds' fault. That's not the president's fault. And that's not BlackRock's fault. It's your own fault. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you can start getting out of it.
Yo, you know what's crazy? He got a point. He got a point. And nobody's fault. But you want to decide us to go to McDonald's and work at McDonald's? Yeah. You got a point.
I mean, like seriously, like back to the market. Like, yeah, the whole SEC Wells notice thing. Like the whole SEC Wells notice thing. Yeah, it sucks. But I do believe the SEC is going to lose all these things. Like, the courts have actually come out against the SEC more than ruled with the SEC. The only lawsuits they've won, like the only lawsuits they've won are like the low hanging fruit, like like Terra Luna. They haven't been able to fight. They haven't really been able to fight Hex because they can't find Richard Hart, and they probably win that one too because like he's probably not going to show up to defend himself. And if he doesn't show up to defend himself, it's going to result in a default ruling favoring the SEC. So like they basically won cases against like entities like Terra Luna, which are like gimmies, and they've won a couple of default rulings because the guys didn't bother to show up to defend themselves. Anytime there was a powerful organization that had a lot of money to defend themselves, the SEC has actually lost. So it sucks that they sued Uniswap, but I'm not terribly afraid that they're acting against Uniswap because I feel like this is going to end up the exact same way for the SEC. VVU. The thing is, I just feel like the SEC is just delaying at this point. I feel like Ginzer kind of knows that he can't win. In the end, I think he's just delaying. Jupiter, they got out of the pre-airdrop dump now, and I think Jupiter is going to be decent for the rest of the bull run. No, Steve Blanco. We humans always want to believe it's someone else's fault, but it's not. If your life is bad, it's your own fault. It's not someone else's fault. It's not because some evil organization is controlling the world or anything. It's because you kind of made a mess of your own life. That's really what it is. Virtual versions, what is this? I mean, there's not that much volume, but then again, the market cap's pretty low, so obviously a lot of potential there. There's nothing going on with AWT's price. Look, AWT is one of those coins that either doesn't do anything or it's going to go up like 100x. VV token is a main engine across VV's ecosystem, allowing people to transfer value across the ecosystem and earn rewards and discounts for VV products and experiences. So it's kind of like a metaverse experience coin. Yeah, if China invades Taiwan, there's obviously going to be a dip in the market, but that's kind of unlikely right now. I think like the leadership in China knows that like they can't win an invasion of Taiwan. After them seeing how Russia's invasion of Ukraine went, they're much less likely to invade Taiwan because it's actually harder for them to invade Taiwan than to invade Ukraine for Russia. And it's been 3 years in that war, and Putin still hasn't really won yet. Suku on fire. Is it good? I don't like these random coins. I'm not exactly sure what they are. The volume has suddenly blown up. So that signals to me either there's some incredible news or something's trying to pump it. Like someone's definitely trying to pump it. At Suku, we develop user-friendly tools for everyday users and creators to fully take advantage of all opportunities that Web3 provides without the complexities or the need for technical knowledge. I don't even know what that means, honestly. That's actually not a very firm definition. Like, what exactly do you do? It looks like they want people to take advantage of investments, but there's a massive blow up in the price. Did they get a listing sometime? They actually get a Coinbase listing or something? Because that could actually explain it. Because there's a 20x increase in supply. Yeah, I mean, that's probably what I'm thinking. It's a whale pump. Actually, that's not. That plan's not going well for China right now. The Taiwanese identity is growing stronger and stronger at this point. Like, there's actually more people that actually want independence that actually eventually want to reunify with China. Called Brett is now calling a cute cat candle on base. I mean, you might be something. There might be something there, but you know, he might just be calling these because he might just be calling these coins because he already bought them. You know, he might just be pumping his bags. That's also a very high possibility. He definitely just might be pumping his own bags. I mean, I don't think that would surprise everyone. Yeah, but Milton Bates, like, they can't afford patience right now. If they don't invade in the next couple of years, they're not going to invade because China's power is actually going on the downtrend right now. They have population issues which affects their economy, and they can't, unlike the US, they can't solve those population problems with immigration because no one wants to immigrate there. How good are the tokenomics of the base chain? Well, I mean, you can't really talk about the tokenomics of the base chain because there's not actually a base coin. If there was a base coin, you could talk about the overall tokenomics of the base chain, but there isn't actually a base coin. So, I mean, it depends on which base coin you're actually looking at. Like, the tokenomics are going to be on the individual coins, not on base itself, because there is no base coin. So, base is unlike, you know, Solana, Arbitrum, Optimism, Polygon, like, because since there's no coin, you have to look at the chain you have to look at each individual project. Any coin after 100 rank is not worth it. No, but the thing is, the coins under the 100 rank, if you're going for like 100x or 1000x, a lot of times those are the coins you're going to be looking at. Because the coins like in the top 100 or so, you're not going to be looking at that if you want like 100 or 1000x. Not anytime soon. I doubt there'll be a base coin this year. And when they get a base coin, they'll probably hash out the tokenomics of the base coin. So it's actually doesn't really make too much sense right now to talk about the tokenomics of base at this point. And the meme, maybe sure it's supply, yeah. If you buy a meme, you do want to make sure that most of the supply is out. Because if you buy a meme where like 99% of the supply isn't out, you're just going to get dumped on eventually. Because for a lot of the memes where there's only 1% of the supply out, they dump within the first few weeks or the first few days even of the project. So you really want to be careful of that. Aerodome? Costco Hot Dog is actually Costco Hot Dog and Bohm are like the only ones that are holding really well throughout this whole Solana mess. I mean, I think 50% supply is okay, especially if it's really new. You just don't want something that's like at 1% supply because you're just going to get dumped on. I mean, that's what the cat with hat thing did. They basically just completely dumped on the investors because like it was basically a scam because like the founders had all the coins. I mean, you can't really use Aerodome as an overall example for the base network. And also like you have to look at the white papers of these projects by themselves. Like how much of the total supply is actually out? That's a big thing. Like, what's the inflation rate? That's another big thing. I mean, I obviously don't think you should put your entire portfolio in meme coins, but I do actually think like 10 to 20% of your portfolio in meme coins to start with is not too bad of an idea in the bull run. So
100% in DogeCoin. Hell yeah, the best meme coin there is. Hell yeah. 100% all in.
The thing about Aerodome is, yeah, there's going to be dilution. The market cap is still like small enough for a lot of growth, but you have to look at like when the coin releases are going to be. Because the total supply is 812 and the self-reported circulating supply is 159. So there's still going to be a lot of dilution. I mean, memes are a significant portion of my portfolio now just because they've grown so much. It's not like if the memes hadn't grown so much, they'd be a very small part of my portfolio. But because they have grown, they're actually a decent part of the portfolio now. So I don't actually mind that, because that just means like what I invested in is making me a lot of money, and that's perfectly fine to me, obviously. It's just like the other portions of my portfolio haven't grown as much because they haven't performed as well, and that's their own fault. Projects will change a lot, I think. Some blue chip cryptos, but other than BTC, I mean, I think Bitcoin and Ethereum might be like the only true blue chips. I think there's a couple of like big memes. I think like holding Doge long term is fine. Holding Shiba is probably fine. I'm not convinced with the dog with hat thing yet. I think like Floki is probably okay. But yeah, most of them aren't actually able to be held for more than like a couple, maybe a few weeks. There's so many meme coins actually being made. The Solana chain kind of like being bogged is kind of like pouring some cold water onto it, but they can move on to other chains. I think people like Big E32 are really just like hoping that the meme coins die down, and then like the real coins go up in the bull run. But I highly doubt the meme coins are going to die down as long as we're in a bull market, because I just don't see that happening. Sui just came out with handheld game. I do think the Web3 narrative is getting stronger, though. I will say that Web3 narrative is getting stronger. I've heard a lot of people talk about Web3 lately. So that narrative is getting way, way stronger. Does Flow have meme coins? No, I mean, not that I've heard of. Flow basically manages like a lot of sports apps, like, you know, Top Shots and stuff like that. Flow is one of those chains that actually has actual applications that aren't just crappy meme coins, but that doesn't seem to help the price all that much. You can see ATH first or 65. I mean, we're only $3,000 away from it. I think we might have a dump tomorrow because of today's stock market, but after that, if we don't get to 65 tomorrow, I can definitely see an ATH first. So many memes. Some of the time that'll happen, there'll be some guy. Yeah, look, like I said, I think part of your portfolio this time in crypto should be in memes, because I think it represents too great of an opportunity to not actually cash in on. Like as long as you're of the understanding that when the bull market is over, the memes are going to crash, I think you're okay. I've heard of Rarible. It's an NFT marketplace. I'm not a huge fan of NFTs. Calling for a big shakeout after, and then we will go up like crazy. Dude, the dude didn't think we were going to get past 53K. Look, there might be a shakeout. There might be like a smaller shakeout. It's not going to be like 40%. And it's inevitable that it's also inevitable that we get to 80K sooner or later. Like right now, like getting to 80K is inevitable at this point. There's no way that we don't get there. Sui just came out with a handheld game console for Web3 games. Nice. I mean, Sui is obviously trying to expand. I mean, that's good. Let's talk about the Hong Kong thing. Because that could actually bring some money into the market. I don't know if the AI coins on Solana will dump. I kind of doubt it, actually. The Uniswap case? I mean, the SEC hasn't sued him yet. I think they will soon, but they haven't sued him yet. So basically, like, Hong Kong is going to approve Bitcoin ETFs. So they've actually sped up the approval process, which means there are powers in China that want these ETFs. So like Hong Kong's regulators have sped up the approval process according to a Reuters report. Hong Kong is likely to approve the first set of applications for spot Bitcoin ETFs this week. A total of 4 entities have submitted applications to launch the spot Bitcoin ETFs in Hong Kong. So Hong Kong regulators are likely to approve the first set of applications for spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds, making it possible that the products could be ready to start trading in April, citing 2 people familiar with the matter. Australia and Hong Kong are the 2 jurisdictions that could become the first in Asia to offer spot Bitcoin ETFs, with Singapore and the UAE not reflecting immediacy just yet. So like Hong Kong is obviously not China, but there's a lot of like big rich Chinese businessmen that actually use Hong Kong as a port because China doesn't allow things. And I think there's a lot of government officials that actually want to invest in Bitcoin, because even if government officials don't have money, they can use corruption to squeeze money from the masses. So they'll always have money, especially in China. So like, I do believe that those corrupt government officials and the rich Chinese people, they're going to pump our bags sooner or later. And even though I'm just generally not in favor of the corrupt Chinese politicians.
Yo, Lamb says, what happened? Biddy up and Doge just slipped. Don't worry, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yo, we're in the same trend line. Look, we haven't even left. We're literally in the same area. Literally. Any minute we could just recover. That's the best part. Look, we're already recovering. That's why you just don't worry. It's all good. I have a feeling the God count is gonna pop up tonight. That's what I'm saying. Same here. We have been consolidating here, and every single time we go low, we pop right back up. Like this right here, this huge candle wick right here was extremely bullish. That means any sell that comes below is getting bought up. And you can tell every single sell that has been trying to go lower has been bought up. Even here, any sell that has been anywhere in between this range and this range has been bought up. And you can see it live. That's why I'm not worried at all. This is showing us how bullish the chart is. That's why if we go down and pop back up, that is a great sign of a bull market. That is, if we kept, look, if we was in a bear market, I'll be honest, look. Our first wick, if we was honestly in a bear market, our first wick would have came down here. Our second wick would have came down here. Our third wick, we would have already been way down there. That's if we was in a bear market. Us showing us right here that we have not even fallen from this area and we are getting bought up so fast is such a strong bullish moment. It is strong bullish signs. It's so strong. After going to the bear market and seeing how those wicks were, I'm like, yo, we are nowhere near anything that would happen in bear market. We are in bull market territory. Everything that's being sold is getting bought up. Look at that. All that being sold, boom, bought up. Everything is being bought up. Everyone that's selling don't understand what's going on. That's what's going on right now. Everybody that's selling either don't know what's going on or don't have the patience. And then they're going to buy our bags at a higher price. And it is what it is. Yeah, so hold what you got. It's all good. We got this. We got this. We're going to make it. We're going to make it.
So they're probably gonna start buying the Bitcoin ETFs soon, because I think it's an attractive investment for them. I think most of them know that like this asset class is rising and they want a piece of it. So we could actually see a couple $1 billion of inflow for the Hong Kong ETFs, even though Hong Kong at a scale is not that big itself, because I think it's only like 7-8 million people. So at a scale, I don't think Hong Kong is even that big itself. But I think like it's a disproportionate amount of money flowing in from China, because a lot of Chinese people, I think a lot of rich Chinese people and politicians do have a special interest there, because it is like a special administrative zone in China. So this could actually have, and they say like the ETFs should be able to bring in money by the end of this month. So that could definitely be like a pretty big trigger, in my opinion. And I think it will actually be a pretty big trigger for more money coming into the market. So we got to watch for that as well. So that's going to definitely be something that we as investors want to keep an eye on for Hong Kong. It's not nearly as big as like if China opened up, but since China's not going to open up anytime soon, since China's not actually going to open up anytime soon, Hong Kong might be the outlet for like Chinese money. So that's where we are right now. That's definitely where we are right now. A drop in BTC will definitely kill most of the meme craze for a while. I mean, we've had a couple of drops in BTC. Yeah, and the memes have suffered, but you know they're gonna come right back up when BTC comes back up. You're not gonna get rid of the degenerate gamblers in crypto. Even in the bear market, there will still be degenerate gamblers. There were like, remember, Pepe didn't come up in the bull market. Pepe actually came up in the bear market. So like, if coins are coming up in the bear market, you know they're gonna do the same in the bull market as well. I think people are just like, I think there's some people that are just inherently prejudiced against these meme coins, and they think that they're gonna die at any time. Yeah, while each individual meme coin may really die at any time, the whole meme niche as a whole isn't going away anytime soon. And I think people are naive if they think the meme coin thing is just gonna go away, just because for them just because they don't think it's worthy or whatever. Yeah, it might not be worthy. I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you about the worthiness of meme coins and stuff. I'm not gonna argue with you on that. We're so bored in the bear market, there's bidding on memes. Yeah, but that hasn't changed in the bull market though. People are just bidding on memes more. People are literally just bidding on memes more right now. So what makes you think they're just gonna go away? Do you think people are just gonna stop being interested in making fast money? Come on, man. You know that's not gonna happen. You guys know that's not gonna happen. It's not like people are being like, oh, it's the bull market now. We're gonna invest in actual projects and we're gonna give up making money. We're going to give up on day and gambling because it's a bull market. Come on, man. You know that's not going to happen. That's never going to happen. Crypto is literally built for this stuff. And this stuff will always have a lot of money on crypto. Yes, in the bear market, we couldn't, the thing is in the bear market, we couldn't be righteous because we needed to make money off meme coins. But now it's the bull market. We can be righteous because all coins are going up and we don't have to degenerate gamble anymore. Please, guys. That's not going to happen. I just know my money invested in token melted. Shouldn't be worried. I didn't catch which token you were investing. If you're investing in a meme coin and it melted, that's not surprising. Most of them end up melting. People in crypto hating on memes like people in stock market hating on crypto. Maybe, yeah. Memes will always be a major part of crypto. They'll rotate from chain to chain. Yeah, the thing is, I think but Milton Bates, I bet when Sol comes back up, I think a lot of the liquidity will actually return to Sol. Because, there's a lot of projects there. There's already a lot of developers there. It's fast and easy to use. They just need to fix some of the bot issues. What can I trade for base memes? It's on MetaMask. Just find a coin that's on base. Just find any coin that's on base. Buy some Aerodome or something, and then you can trade on base. As long as you have a base token, you can trade out for any other. You can swap for anything else on base. That's also, by the way, that's also true for all these other chains. You don't actually need Solana to swap for Solana tokens. You can buy a bunch of dog with hat and then use that to swap. That works just as well. The CPI was 3.5, so it was quite a bit worse than we thought, and it's mainly because housing costs are high. Fuel costs went up a little bit, but gas is always variable. But it was really the housing costs that caused the CPI to go really high, because food actually came down a little bit, and so did cars really came down, but housing remained high, so that's why the inflation remains high. Still Sol's market right now, best performer even with the network issues. I mean, Milton Bates, that's because we can't really gauge Base's performance. Because Base doesn't actually have a token. I bet if Base actually had a token, it'd be shooting up right now as well. So I think Sol still has the crown because Base doesn't have a token. BOME's held pretty well. Costco Hot Dog has held pretty well. I think I am just waiting for Solana to fix its problems and Bitcoin to go up further for my Solana Hot Dog to pump. And my Book of Meme to pump. No, Solana is going to be kind of defunct until the 15th. Because that's their target date for fixing Solana's issues. If you invest in the right base memes, it could indeed make you rich. I'm definitely not saying it can't make you rich, because I do think if you invest in the right base memes, there is a very good chance it could indeed make you rich. Because there's a lot of money in this stuff. BOME. But see, I don't actually think Book of Meme actually is that catchy of a name. Oh, Base is not getting a token anytime soon. I think after the SEC lawsuit subsides, I do think Base could actually get a meme after like the whole SEC stuff. Because right now the Coinbase doesn't want legal implications. Remember, like in the Ripple lawsuit, they said like direct sales to institutions were still securities. They only said like sales to programmatic sales weren't. So it's still kind of unclear right now as to what exactly is a security and what isn't. I really don't like Solana since the fiasco was surprised me that.
You said prefer to hear the old guy talking about Doge. This guy sounds full of arrogance. Yeah, actually, I was gonna see if this guy says anything real quick. Where's he at? There he is.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having
This guy talks about Doge, so let's see what he got to say. He just came out with this video too. It's like maybe like 38 minutes ago.
a great day. If you have been paying attention to the crypto market, you might have noticed that the market is becoming a little volatile and very unpredictable, because yesterday we noticed a little bit of pullback, while today we see the market climbing again and Doge leading the chart while it's about to test the 20-cent resistance again. Now if we pay attention to the trading volume, you guys can see that it has exceeded the $2.5 billion mark, which is very, very good. On the other end, Elon Musk's influence on Dogecoin price, the community anticipates a potential rally very soon as we're closing in on 420. Also, Uniswap receives an enforcement notice, but Dogecoin is set as a commodity, and at the same time, Tesla is still holding on to Dogecoin. Before we get into all of this, if you guys are here for the first time, you want to stay up to date with everything to do with Dogecoin, scroll down, tap the red subscribe button. While you're there, slap a like on the video. It'll just help the YouTube algorithm push the video out to more people. More people see the positive side of Dogecoin, they decide to buy into it, the social engagement goes up, the whales join in, the price goes explosive, and we all make a lot of profit. Now, one important thing that you should be paying very close attention to is the price action, because you guys can see yesterday we did notice that the price actually did fall all the way down to 18 cents, but it was only for a single hour and there was a recovery. That means when the price made it to this zone, there must have been a lot of limit orders that would have been triggered. And when I mean limit orders, I mean the limit buy orders that would have been triggered, and that caused the price to spike back. Now right now, again, we're sitting at a really important barrier, as 20 cents is going to be another resistance that we will be trying to break. Most of the people that decided to take the buy order around the 18 cents must have taken their profit close to 20 cents. That's why we only went over it for a very short period of time and then were able to, you know, go back into a consolidation zone. I do want to mention something important. The reason for the big rally drop yesterday, you guys might have noticed in a single hour, Bitcoin actually had a really strong spike down as well, is obviously the CPI data came out for the US government and caused the US dollar to go explosive. So therefore the crypto market decided to take a little bit of a pullback. Now speculation exists about Musk incorporating Dogecoin payments into X, potentially expanding Dogecoin's utility and market presence. Despite a drop in the trading volume by 23%, the Dogecoin ecosystem development like RuneStop airdrop and sparks investor interest. Now just keep in mind, when it comes to Elon Musk, there are some key things that you need to pay attention to. First of all, in 4 days we are going to be on the 15th of April. If you do not know, in the previous times we have seen 15th of April as a very key date for Dogecoin. It's nothing special, but usually around the 15th of April is when the price starts going explosive. And if we just talk about 2021, you can see 15th of April, just in the next 4 days after the 15th of April, we went up by 400%. So that should give you a little bit of perspective. And at the same time, after 4 days or 5 days, it's going to be 20th of April, which is 420, which was pronounced by Elon Musk as Doge Day. And what is another big thing happening on the 20th of April? It's going to be Bitcoin halving event. So are we going to be seeing some crazy move from Dogecoin? That will be something we will have to wait and see. Now Dogecoin is a commodity. The SEC looks to set soon sue Uniswap for offering unregistered securities. Yet another example that SEC won't back down. Yet another example of how any centralized point can be dangerous to crypto, even they are DeFi. Now, they're taking down Uniswap, which is obviously just talking about all the meme tokens which come on Ethereum chain, but is something else going to be happening to things like Jupiter or PancakeSwap? That would be a little concerning in my opinion. Now, just a small reminder, if you guys remember last time when Tesla released some information about their company, they did mention this is wrong. Definite consistently have maintained, including the sworn declaration, that Tesla has never sold their Dogecoin. So keep that in mind, and Elon has hinted to the fact that Tesla might start accepting Dogecoin as a form of payment for Tesla. So if that happens, you guys know that's going to be very, very good. And you can see that SEC is trending on Twitter as they're going against Uniswap. On the other end, I want to show you guys something interesting. So yesterday we talked about how the trading volume has dipped quite significantly, but now it is back up. And while we are on the topic of trading volume, look at this. The open interest has gone up by 10%, which is significant considering the fact that's close to $100 million more trading volume that has come in, or just open interest that has come in. If we talk about the long to short, this will give you a little bit of perspective. So as soon as we hit the 20-cent mark, now we're back to the 70% long ratio to 30%, while yesterday when we were at 18 cents it was more like 75 to 25. If we talk about the whales, you guys can see today one of these whales was purchasing and the price just had 1 cent increase, and there was a sale from this whale. So you can see that these whales are not very long-term holders, and that's exactly what's causing the price to have more problems. But if you look at this whale on the other end, every single day buying $2 million worth of Dogecoin. Just to give you perspective, they want to make sure that their DCA is very, very good price. On the other end, what happened to Dogecoin after the Bitcoin halving event 4 years ago? Well, in simple terms, just pay attention, because Dogecoin, the first meme coin, launched in 2011. Following the last event 4 years ago, Dogecoin saw a surge of 7,000% in its price. Maybe something similar might not be created this year, but just pay attention that we might be seeing a really good surge in a really short period of time. And seeing that 420 is so close to the Bitcoin halving event, that's going to play a very positive impact. That Bitcoin Originals update, Binance drops support, Dogecoin clones emerge. Now, this is really important. There are so many scams that are going around. Be very careful who you send your money to and how much you send. Dogecoin at the end of April, I say between 24 to 26 cents. Just for fun, let's see if artificial intelligence can conquer us soon. However, forecasting the potential, you guys can see that artificial intelligence is guessing that in a month, Dogecoin price might actually see a little bit of a pullback from what we have seen. Hey, that would be a little scary if it gets it right. Dogecoin millionaires are increasing. Investors with more than $1 million in Dogecoin revealed, and let's just say the amount of people have surged quite heavy. Now that just gives you perspective that in total 1,100 currently hold more than $1 million worth of Dogecoin. Now Dogecoin's rough day, price dips by 5%, while WIF and everything enjoys a gain. Well, that was changed very quickly as Doge is able to hold the price close to 20 cents. Personally, I feel like the next 5 days are going to be very volatile. If you guys are going to be leverage trading, be a little cautious. And finally, some good news. Let's just say creator and investor of Dogecoin Lemonade is making his mission doing only good every day come true by supporting the animal shelter with 2% of the profits from the sales. Really good to see. Personally, makes me really happy when, you know, supporting the locals and also just supporting for a good cause. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, drop a like on. If you're new to the channel, want to stay up to date with everything, subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. I'm out.
Bitcoin has seen a large amount of short-term volatility as a result of this CPI data. In today's video, we're going to be discussing why this monthly candle is the most significant monthly candle of 2024, what it means for the macro price action, and what you should be paying attention to. Let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, Megwell team, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. In today's video, we're going to be doing a deep dive in the macro and the short-term price action.